Hey everybody, Zeddy J on crypto for growmybag.tv. Hope all is well with you and yours. What's good, what's good, what's good? Lots going on. Interesting stuff. Rick Ritchie, thank you for letting me know that you invested in yourself. Tonight's question: which project is moving to Panama? SUI, WazirX, Toncoin, or other? And if it's other, you know what to do. Put it in the comments. I want to know what you're thinking. So, what we got going on today? Let's see. There's an asset liability model emphasizing privacy and ethical DeFi partnerships. That's straight from the Ethereum Foundation. The Ethereum Foundation has been making moves over the past few weeks, and this is yet another one in that same direction. This is why I love Ethereum. Now, there might be people out there that think, Eddie doesn't know what he's talking about. It's moves like this that really get out there. Not talking about some crazy, fanatic, political stuff, you know, like somebody used to from another project that I love. Just saying. But always coming out with something that's useful. Always coming out with something that's good. And always coming out with something that was thoughtful. Even if people don't go for it, it was thoughtful. That's why I like the Ethereum Foundation. Then you've got Badis Mohammed Bum. I'm just going to call him Bum. He is the alleged mastermind of the $230 million hack and was arrested in Panama. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? They also arrested the mastermind between all of the kidnappings. Not all of the kidnappings, but many of the kidnappings that have been going on. Kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal. Brazil's central bank is going to use, or supposedly is going to use, Drex, a CBDC, to analyze anonymized data. We'll get into that in a moment. For interest rate decisions and credit access models. Now, have you ever heard of Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, you know, the other credit card companies? So they sell data. They sell data, okay? And what they do is they sell this data to a company like Argus, A-R-G-U-S, and Argus aggregates that data, anonymizes that data, and then sells the analysis back to all of the companies that give them the data. Yeah, interesting, right? So in a way, Argus is a data broker. Did you know that the Consumer Financial Protections Bureau, or board, I think it's bureau, in the United States has removed a rule that would actually protect United States citizens from data brokers? Yeah, go look that up. Wonderful, right? But my point is that anonymizing data does happen. There are ethical companies out there that will anonymize data. Problem is there are unethical companies out there that will not anonymize data, in which case they know exactly who you are and what you've done and can put together whole pictures about you. So somebody masterminding a hack, a country wanting to use a CBDC. Imagine if that data wasn't anonymized. That government would now know who bought what, when, where, and how. And depending on what else is there, it could be, you know, other additional information. So it's weird and it's dangerous. I don't like CBDCs. I really don't. Enrique Thompson, how are you? And thank you for letting me know that you're investing in yourself today. It's a big deal to me. I know it's not a big deal to other people, but it's a big deal to me that we all take the time to dedicate to ourselves, that we're going to invest here first. Just saying. Just saying. So yeah, I have a problem with CBDCs, and to analyze the data to come up with interest rate moves and other financial moves. Oh, I don't know about you, but that does not make me feel oh so good. 8 Paws in the house. Thank you for letting me know that you invested in yourself today. And Chicano Juarez, what's good? Haven't seen you in a minute. Have you invested in yourself today? Got to answer that question without emojis, young man, or young person, or they, them, Just saying. Need to know. MoonPay secured a New York State bit license. I can't tell you how huge that is. Because us people here in New York, not allowed to use MoonPay. Now, we'll be allowed to use MoonPay. I just wonder how much further it'll be, right? Like, is it on a per coin basis? Like, how does that work? Because what it means is we can use MoonPay, and that means whoever MoonPay is attached to. So a DEX, a swap. See where I'm going with that? It's a very big deal. It is a very big deal, and I love that for us. I absolutely love that for us. Now, something that caught my attention that is bugging me out. I'm going to read it to you because it's that sensational. Circle's IPO was 25 times oversubscribed, raising $896 million with the backing from BlackRock and ARK Invest. Yeah. Their IPO right now is priced at $32. It's way higher than what people thought it was going to be. Just way, way, way higher. That's amazing. That is flipping amazing. So yeah, I'm loving that. I'm absolutely loving that. Why? Because I want to see what else Circle does. I literally want to see what else Circle does. Because if this is their only game, then they should have let themselves get bought. Even though Brad Garlinghouse said, from that other company, Ripple, he said that, well, no. We never offered them $5 billion to buy them out. I mean, it's safe to say that considering the deal didn't happen. But but I think it did open up the competitive floodgates, though. I really do think it opened up the competitive floodgates. I think something right there is going to happen. Wow, that's too blue. Like, my background is like mad blue because of the lighting, because I don't have the overhead lights going on. That's interesting. And I'm probably gonna paint this wall to a different color so it'll show a little bit better. I just haven't done it yet. It's a lot of work to do. Got to take down the blackboard back there. I might not. I might just leave it up and just paint around it. We'll see. But I have some really cool ideas to like be able to do stuff. Anyway, just, for mood lighting and that kind of stuff. Anyway, what else do we have? It's switching back and forth, the light. Maybe it's because I'm going like this and my camera readjusts every time I go too far in. And that could be what it is. So if you're on any psychedelics, I could really be messing with you right now. Just saying. I know, I'm a knucklehead. So again, tonight's question: which project is moving to Panama? SUI, Wazir X, Toncoin, or other? And if you think it's other, drop it down in the comments for me. Now, Circle's IPO, I think, is going to be really, really interesting. I really do. Something else that I found to be interesting: World Liberty Financial, obviously backed, means owned by the current regime, airdropped $4 million worth of their stablecoin to 85,300 holders, excluding New York residents. Everybody got, those 85,000 people got $47. $47. And some people will be like, why'd they do that? Oh, because it creates volume from 85,000 wallets. Because that's one of the things that people were criticizing them about. Stitchy should pant my wall. See, A-Pause, you trying to land yourself in the doghouse. That's what you're trying to do. That's what you're trying to do. Smart Alec. It would be kind of funny, right? Just have pause. Just anyway. So, because he absolutely would. 85,000 wallets receiving $47. Even if they took the coin, even if they took the stable coin USD1 and sold it, like traded in and got the $47. Even if they did that, that would still be volume from 85,000 people, except in New York. Probably because he doesn't have a bit license. Anyway, the idea is that you're creating a situation. It's a form of manipulation. It really is. It is a form of manipulation. But you're trying to create volume. You're trying to give the semblance of decentralization, but it doesn't have that. It's still mostly owned by the current regime. So yeah, I still wouldn't touch it. I would never touch it. If somebody sent it to me, and no, I have not checked all my wallets. If somebody sent it to me, the first thing I'm going to do is sell it. I'm going to dump it. I will absolutely dump it. That's Stitch going bonkers because my son's going out. So yeah, it is absolutely a marketing strategy. But if you think about what it is and the way they're going about it, to me, it feels like a scam. Jetpack Joe, that's right. They're getting MoonPay. It has their bit license in New York. It's a big deal. This light's driving me crazy. How's that? Now you get to see my shiny head. Just saying. It looks more natural when I have both sets of lights on. Looks way more natural. Looks real. So yeah, it is market licensing. I mean, market strategy, a marketing strategy. I still don't trust them. And it is a form of manipulation because it's going to make everybody think, oh, so many people have it, so many people are using it, and it won't be true. We'll call it out now, and then a few weeks down the road, everybody will forget. Everybody will forget and be like, oh, look at how many people are using it. It's got to be good. No, just saying. Now you're orange. I don't care. You have to deal with it. I'm going to be orange. Maybe I'll turn it to red. It's because of the shirt, too. And I knew it because I have a black shirt that has a similar kind of effect when I'm wearing it. It's not black. It's like black and white, but tiny little boxes. So I don't wear that shirt anymore. I haven't worn it since I saw it on camera. Jetpack Joe, thank you. But did you invest in yourself today? Need to know. And Chicano, you haven't answered me. Don't make me have to put you in the corner. So I have a problem with World Liberty Financial. If that's what you're into, that's cool. I'm never going to touch it. That's an immediate delete. Because nah. Please read messages above. Yeah, it was your first message. Yeah, I got to change that. It doesn't default to the live chat messages. So sometimes I will miss messages. I have to make sure that I convert it to live chat. Thank you, Jetpack. What else do we have? We also have Morgan Stanley will accept BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF as collateral. We've been having this conversation off and on for over a year. Now we know. Now we can see. It would be interesting to find out what the minimum is. Right? Like, what's the minimum of the ETF that you're holding, of the BlackRock ETF? What's the minimum amount that they'll use it for collateral? Is it 100,000? Is it 50,000? Is it $1 million? Like, what's that number? So I would be dying to know. If somebody could find out, that'd be great. Ripple's RLUSD with a market cap of... Yeah, no, that market cap is wrong. No, it's right. Oh, because as soon as I see Ripple, I immediately think XRP, and I'm like, oh, that's wrong. RLUSD's market cap is $333.6 million, give or take, depending on the time and who's using it. It gained DFSA approval in Dubai with $10 billion in trading volume. That is pretty freaking good. Like I said, the competitive floodgates have opened. They've opened. And I can tell you now, I think Ripple is going to go on a buying spree. They've got the money. to be able to do it. They've got the clout to be able to do it. I think they're going to wind up going on a buying spree, but I think everything that they buy is going to be incredibly strategic. It'll be incredibly strategic. Now, it won't happen. It won't happen. I'm gonna start off like that. But wouldn't it be funny if PayPal and Ripple got together and did a little deal for PayPal's stablecoin? Oh, that would be interesting. Wouldn't it be interesting if Stripe's possibly coming stablecoin was on top of XRP Ledger? Oh, yeah. I'm just looking at the possibilities that are out there. I'm looking at the possibilities that are out there, and that would be amazeballs for them. Absolutely amazeballs. Then you have a new leader for South Korea, and it looks like South Korea could be going into, or could be introducing new regulations, new crypto regulations. And that would be pretty awesome, right? Because it would shore things up, make things easier for them. There is an idea for a Bitcoin ETF. He has plans for a Bitcoin ETF and a yuan pegged stablecoin. That could be a big deal because it would curb what they believe is going to be a $40.6 billion capital flight in 2025. How's that? Japan's got a lot of work to do to save their economy. I think most developed countries around the world have work to do to adjust their economies and put them in better places. Yeah, the current regime came out and said that Powell should move. Again, he's moving too slow and he should lower the rates. Everybody that I've heard are thinking that Powell will wind up lowering rates. The first one will come in September. Agreed. It's not going to be this month. I seriously doubt it would be July. I really do think it'll be September, which would be perfect timing. I think it would be perfect timing. I think anything before that would be too soon. I think it would be way too soon because the chaos is still here. The new regime is beefing about it, but they're not doing anything to take away the uncertainty. And everybody's saying enough is enough with this uncertainty. Just saying. Then you had the CBO come out today and said that Powell needs to lower the rate for what Trump is trying to do. I'm not even going to go into that. I'm just not, because that's an immediate political conversation. I'm not going to go there. I hear what you're saying. I disagree, period. Because everything that I've seen, everything that I've read has a positive effect for the richest, the wealthiest people in this country, as well as institutions, companies. I do not see that helping the common person. So no, I completely disagree. Everybody can have their own opinions, and I'm definitely not, ridiculing you for it, but I do not agree with it. And I don't want to have the political side of the conversation. I'll stick to the facts. The facts right now are the tariffs that he's brought to the table are hurting everybody. And the argument that he puts forward of why he brought the tariffs has already been proven false. The tax bill that he was behind, nobody's really backing that tax bill. His former bestie is even saying it's an abomination. What is he trying to do? Because nobody knows what he's trying to do. He hasn't laid out a plan. So I don't understand how somebody can sit back and say, Powell's stopping him from doing what he's trying to do. No, Powell's trying to make sure that he doesn't make a mistake because he's got a dual mandate. Everybody seems to forget about that. Jobs and inflation. So if somebody can explain to me what his plan is, and I don't mean somebody, I mean him. If he could come out to the United States and say, this is my plan. He doesn't have to say how I'm going to do it. Just, this is my plan. He hasn't given anything substantive. He hasn't provided anything to anybody that will say, this is what he's going to do for the betterment of the whole country and not just these people. That's a problem. So yeah, not biting into on that one. Yeah, I deep dive in the bill as well, and I'm still not seeing it. If you're going to stick to the points that are about the that are going to have an economic impact, I'm down for it. We're not going to take up a ton of time on it on the BB call just because there's a lot to cover. But yeah, I'm down for it. Are the other folks in the Fed Reserve also putting pressure on Jay Powell to lower rates? No. If you listen to Fed speak, what they were saying is, yeah, now is a really good time to pause. Nobody else in the Fed is saying Powell's wrong. They're all saying now is a good time to pause and wait to see how the data comes out. That's what everybody's saying. That's what everybody's saying. Uncertainty is the key word that everybody's using. Uncertainty. Because if everything was going the way it was supposed to go, or you could kind of see how everything's going, you'd be like, oh, okay, maybe now is the time to lower rates or whatever. But there are a lot of people out there saying, this feels like a soft landing. So there's that. I don't think Rick is proposing that we talk about politics. I think Rick is talking about the actual budget bill and what it brings to the table. At the end of the day, CBO says it's going to tack on a minimum of 2. Now, here's what the CBO said. It's going to tack on over $2 trillion onto the current deficit if the tariffs stay in place for the next 10 years. It'll be a hit of 2-point-something trillion. But even a hit of 2-point-something trillion is still a major hit on the economy. Why? Because we already have a $37 trillion deficit. Not to mention we don't have a plan to decrease that deficit. That's what most people are bitching about. Excuse my language, sorry. But that's what most people are flipping out about. See how I changed it? And that's a problem. Yeah, I have an agenda. Because it's the tax bill. I just want to make sure that we stick to the numbers. Because it's real easy to fall, to go down the slippery slope and get to, political speak. I don't care about the political speak. I care about the numbers. And the numbers that I see are not looking good. Not a bueno situation. And Hutanik, did you invest in yourself today? Okay, I answered your question. Just making sure I didn't miss anybody else's question. I hate missing conversations. What else do we have? California's AB 1180 will allow crypto payments for state obligations with a 2026 implementation and a 2031 pilot. As I sit here and say to myself, so it's going to take you 5 years to implement that? Seriously? Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I mean, there's a lot to impact, right? Because you would be accepting crypto, and crypto has with it a certain value at the time that you receive it. And what happens after that? Do you immediately flip it to fiat, or do you put that in reserves and wait for the opportune time to sell? Blah, 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 blah. So there's a lot that goes into it. And if you think about 5 years, that gives you 5, taxable seasons that you get to look at. Okay, fine. Still, you kind of hoping that they would be able to do it sooner than that. Yeah, but I said the tax bill, so let's not flip out. I just want to stick to the numbers, because that's what I meant by it. So yeah, it's in the agenda. Question for you: can the average American access the tax bill to see all the aspects? Yes, HR 1. It's right there. It's all in public. Yep. 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 You could even use ChatGPT to give you like, here are the salient points. Yeah. You could do something like that. You could do something like that. Because you kind of get an unbiased opinion about what the tax bill is saying. So there's that too. It's kind of a big deal. You kind of want to go through it. You kind of want to look at everything that was in it. But here's the thing, though. That tax bill came from Congress. I mean, came from, the House of Representatives. Oh, that's all but dead. That one's all but dead. The Senate is going to put together their own, I think. I think they're going to roll their own. They might pull elements out of the old one, out of the one that they got, but they're going to roll their own, and they're going to see how that works out. Because it is insane that you're going to add to the deficit and not help to bring down the deficit. Like, that makes no sense to anybody. Makes no sense to anybody. And you're literally moving a huge chunk of money from down here to up there. This is what everybody's talking about. Yeah, I'm good off that. I'm good off that. It's not the amount of time, it's the quality of the research. What else do we have? We've got Robinhood's $200 million acquisition of Bitstamp actually closed. I think it closed yesterday. Yeah, I got an email. Yeah, I got a Bitstamp account. I got a Bitstamp account long before everybody was worried about KYC and AML. So I'm pretty sure I've since been kicked out. But still, that's a big, you are most welcome. And Captain Banana, hello to you. I just realized I've been talking to you and then didn't even recognize it was Captain Banana. Because you and 8 Paws both show up with green, which is crazy. Yeah, so I get you two mixed up every now and then. I apologize. But that $200 million close on Bitstamp by Robinhood is very interesting. I want to see where that goes. I absolutely want to see where that goes. I want to see what they do. I want to see how that works. And here's something else for you. I'm interested to see how many non-banks start doing banking stuff. You know that buy now, pay later company, Klarna? They're moving in that direction of doing bank stuff. They're about to come out with their own Visa card. Yeah. Their own Visa card. Like, what? Yeah. That's nuts. That right there is nuts. Your own Visa card, and you're starting to do banking stuff. These neo banks are coming out, and some of them are saying, "Yeah, we don't want to get bought." A couple of them are saying, "Yeah, we'll happy to take your money." Others are saying, "Yeah, we don't want to get bought. Skip that." I'm watching to see how that plays out, Rick Ritchie. California Assembly passed AB 1052 to include crypto in the unclaimed property law. Yeah, we spoke about that one. No, there was another state that we spoke about that. It was a similar law, which is slick. After 3 years of inactivity on third-party exchanges, that is crazy. That's the inefficiency runs rampant. I look at certain things and I just go, I think that things can move better. But I will say this. It's kind of at least a step in the right direction. Right? Captain Nana. Nah, because that sounds like I'd be talking to my grandmother. No. Call you Cap because I see you with a Canadian shield. There was a cartoon version that actually had Captain America as a woman holding a Canadian shield. It was like mad cool. What else is there? Oh, last bit of wonderful news. Not the last bit of news. I have more, but I think it's good for now. A Moscow exchange will trade BlackRock's IBIT ETF, assets of about $72.4 billion, for accredited investors starting this month. You know what they mean by accredited investors, right? People that are loaded will gladly work with you because you're loaded. That's what that means. A little baby bunny. The baby bunny is about this big. Cute as a button. Just saying. So yeah, that's a lot of news to be going on basically a slow Wednesday. I mean, I do have more notes, but it's more on the business side than any place else. Give me a sec. Let me see. There you go. Let's see. Because there was a lot of stuff that happened today that I was jotting notes down on. Yes, and I put it paper to pen. I mean, pen to paper. See how often I do that? That I can actually say that properly? My mother's probably laughing it up right now. Let's see. The first piece was I was listening to a podcast, and they said the GDP grew when people said, and it attributes it to the trickle down effect. And I said, that's actually a lie. The GDP did grow, but, in the time period that they were talking about, but those people were not spending money in neighborhoods in which they're not accustomed, right? They were spending that money at places they're accustomed to. So expensive things is what they were spending their money on, which means, yes, GDP grew, but it didn't come down here. But that's one of the excuses. That's one of the examples that they'll give. And I'm just like, yeah, you people aren't funny. Let's see. Oh, yeah, AI is already out of the box. So if you don't learn how to use AI to your best advantage, learn how to use it for the career that you have, I hope you're ready to go find another job. Just saying. Let's see. Organized retail theft has picked up in the United States. There were 32 states or 32 companies, something like that. I didn't get into it that deeply. That took part in a whole sting operation. I think it just happened a couple of days ago, which is good. Mortgage demand is down, even though mortgage rates are at its lowest in 3 weeks. Yeah, big deal. Microsoft, record profit, good outlook, making that money. Laying off 7,000 people. That same podcast was like, oh, well, you're being mad at them because they're making things better for their company and blah, 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 blah. Because they're going to fire those 7,000 people, but meanwhile, they're spending $500 million in India and other countries to train people. I would think people would be upset about that. Just saying. Something else I wanted to bring up about that USD1 thing, about the questionable volume. The bulk of it is held by only 3 wallets. So you see what I mean by that whole 85,000 airdrop? Just saying. I'm just going to put that out there for you. Just going to put that out there for you. Let's see. What else was there that was good? Office vacancy is at 20%. And this is with office space coming out of the market. Office space coming out of the market because they're marked for conversion. 85 million square feet are marked to be converted into residential space from commercial space over the next 5 years. That ought to tell you something about coming back to the office. Yeah. The China deal, we already know it's not in jeopardy, but it's not happening. It's not moving right now. So that's still a problem. It's a problem here and there. United States has collected a lot of money, but from us, those are taxes. In other words, it's not helping anybody. I don't care what anybody says. This trade negotiation shouldn't even be called a trade war. It's a trade negotiation. Started with a hissy fit. Just saying. I already told you about Klarna. I told you about the CFPB. Told you about Ray Dalio. Ray Dalio's got issues. He doesn't have issues. He has foresight, and he's like, yeah, $37 trillion, and we still don't have a plan on the table to bring that down. Could be a problem. They're talking about one of the smartest guys on Wall Street. created Bridgewater Associates. This guy is a brilliant guy. And he's saying we have a problem with our deficit. Yeah, we do. And we have yet to hear anybody even come close to talking about a deal, a plan to get rid of it, a plan to even just bring it down. $37 trillion. No, we want to add to it. That's the plan right now. That nobody can tell me anything because right now that's the plan, to add to it. Okay. All righty. Let's see what else is there. That's it for now. I think that's a good enough amount of news for today. Oh, one more bit of news if you're into stocks and stuff. Comcast has cast out a few of their channels, including CNBC. They're telling those channels, they're spinning them off into another company called Versant. And they will advertise with Versant for the next 2 years. After that, they're on their own. They've got to go get their own money. So it's highly possible that a show like CNBC or a channel like CNBC could go by the way of Yahoo Finance, where it's streaming and online only. Not really a television show. But when you think about it, I don't know that that's such a bad model. Hear me out. The reason why is because the new economy says that being on Roku, being on YouTube, that's your best moneymaker. That's your best moneymaker. Yeah, it's true. It is a really good moneymaker. Just saying. Got you, Rick Ritchie. Yeah, put it on the big baggers. And just say, hey, look, these are some resources that I found and all that kind of good stuff. Right? Are they in my book? Because you can find resources in there too. But you have to review the resources all the time. Like I've noted resources that I no longer use. Like I've been looking at, I've been analyzing their news, and it's like they've got no new news. Or the news that they're reporting is 3 days stale. Got to cut you off. So yeah, it's something that we have to keep up on like all the time. So yeah, at some point, I will have a form so we would be able to submit resources, and we can reach out to those companies to see if they want to advertise or something like that, but we'll figure it out. What else I like that. Might could be. Yeah. Some good stuff. So there's a lot of stuff going on right now. And I'm kind of sitting back and I'm kind of like, believe it or not, I am feeling positive. I know some people are looking at me like I've got 3 heads. I feel positive. I'm sorry. I just do. I think one of the things that makes me feel positive about things, even though Bitcoin is at 104, when it was just at 106 the other day, I feel positive because of the amount of integration that's going on. Like I'm making big note on integration, the leveraging of, Web3 technology, whether it be metaverse or integration of blockchain, all of that. I'm looking at how that moves forward. And I've been looking at it and I'm just saying it's hard not to be positive for me. Right? I'm just looking at all of this integration and I'm kind of like, that's some positive stuff. Not only is it positive, but it's even when the market comes down, it's how far down is it going to go? Hear me out. I know it sounds crazy. So this is like no other cycle that there was. Like I don't even know that we can call it a cycle since it's the first. It's the first of its kind. So can it go up? Yes. But will the lows be as big as previous lows have been? I don't know. Because things are starting to get normalized. Are you seeing it? I am. So many companies out there talking about Bitcoin this and Ethereum that, and even Solana this, SUI, XRP. I'm really thinking that there's an opportunity that things are starting to get, they're not on track. They're not within the guardrails yet. But you can see guardrails start to form. And that's what I'm liking about it. But that integration piece, that's what sticks out the first to me. I mean, I don't know. What about you guys? That's what makes me feel positive about it. Even when the market is on a downward slope, I still see the positivity because this company's integrating. This company's integrating. This company is going to leverage. This company's going to leverage. 3 years ago, we weren't hearing that. 2 years ago, we weren't hearing that. Today, we're hearing that. Next year, it'll be that all the time. Year after that, it'll be we're done integrating. Wait until Morgan Stanley, Charles Schwab, and Citi all come out with their platforms. Those are banks. They come out with their platforms doing crypto and banking all in one shot. Morgan Stanley is slated to hit that mark this year. Late this year, but still this year. You can't tell me that's not huge. Just saying. That the level of interaction is just going nuts. You're all cool, especially Rick Ritchie, because we can kid each other. It's just cracked a joke that I didn't like, calling me orange. That was mean. I'm gonna tell my mother. So if you get a call, you know who it's coming from. Just saying. So yeah, as I was saying, we've made a ton of headway. We finally got to where we need to be. One of the things that I've always wanted to have on the site is a resource directory. And we're still trying to figure out how we put that resource directory together. Because normally the companies that are in the resource directories, they pay for that. So we're still trying to figure that out. We have a lot of business decisions to make on our end. We really do. Rick Ritchie, I'm bullish when the market falls, more opportunities to get better prices. Dude, I'm with you. People look at me and they go, what are you talking about? You got to no, thank you. Please take your lettuce hands and bounce. I know you'll be back. In the meanwhile, I'm going to buy up your stuff, for less. Thank you very much. That's why I said I want to sell as close to up here as possible. I think the next up here will be like 115. When we get there, I'm going to start selling. So I give my stance an opportunity in case it goes up a little bit more to like 120 range. Before it plummets June, July, maybe even August. Because do we have anything going on in August? I don't think anything's going on in August. Except vacations. August is the biggest vacation month. Mass adoption. Hey, Red Star, did you actually invest in yourself today? But mass adoption, we're nowhere near mass adoption. Are we near a mass awakening? I think we're approaching a mass awakening. Thank you, Red Star. That's what I'm thinking. I think more and more people are starting to go, wow, this stuff is really happening and blah, blah, blah. I'm still shocked that so little people comparatively are into crypto, right? That who they're banking with, who they have their 401k with, like all this stuff. They're into crypto, but they're not because they still don't trust it. Huh? You've got no choice. The companies you're doing business with are in there. What are you doing? What are you talking about? When that happens, when that mass adoption hits, when their banks start offering crypto, all kinds of light bulbs are going to go on. And until then, I'm like that push button on the Kramer show. Buy, buy, buy. That's all I want to do. It's buy, buy, buy. DCA strategy, X amount of money every so often on a regularly scheduled basis. Hutanic said $10 a day for the next whatever. $10 a day. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Yeah. Just keep going. When I set things up, that's what I meant to tell you guys. When I set things up, like my DCA strategy and other strategies do not necessarily mesh, right? They don't necessarily mesh. So my trading wallets, my hodling wallets treated massively differently. My hodling wallets, I trade these all the time, so they can be empty or full at any time. My hodling wallets, though, that's what I mean when I say I'm gonna sell here, and I'm gonna wait until we figure out what that floor is, and I'll start buying then. I'll buy in chunks. It'll be faster than a DCA, but I'll buy in chunks. I'm not gonna buy all in one shot. I'm all in. No, that's dumb. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm going to buy in chunks. Boom, 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 boom. Because there's a chance that it can go down some more. Right? We kept saying when we went from 69 all the way down to like 15, 16, everybody's like, oh, it's going to come back up. Oh, it's going to come back up. Oh, it's going to come. Damn, it's down in the teens. Yeah. So I'll sprinkle. That's going to be my strategy. And I'll sprinkle more or sprinkle less, dependent upon the action that I'm seeing in the marketplace. This is why I'm in on the news all the time. If I get up in the middle of the night, go use the bathroom, I get back in bed, I grab my phone, I look at the numbers, I put the phone back down, I go back to sleep. Unless there's something actionable. Snakes and dollars? Oh, those are worms. Okay, my bad. Yeah. Early birds get the worm. Smart birds get the worm. I'm trying to be a smart bird. I'm not normally smart. $10 a day is much different than $70 once a week. It is, because you're catching the ups and downs. Sorry, I missed that. You're catching the ups and downs when you do that. Because some people would just be like, it's only X amount of money for the whole year, and just it's $36.50 for the year. Just it's boom, just do it. No, it's not the same. You want this. You want this. That's what you want. So imagine $10 a day when you were at $112,000 for Bitcoin, and then it dropped down to 104, and it's lingering here like freaking forever. That's what's going on. You take advantage of that. They teach it to you when they want you to get involved in mutual funds and stuff. Just keep putting your money in every so often. It pays off, and your money starts to go like that. And it's true. You took time to do that, but yeah, that's exactly it, Red Star. Freaking awesome. Well, so what'd you do? You hit one, hit the other, copy, pasted, and then. But it's true. That's exactly how it works. That's exactly how it looks. Except over time, your value should actually wind up increasing. And of course, it depends on timing. It depends on value, all that good stuff. But if you've got time, you're not near retirement, you don't need the money real quick. Well, Tom Lee from Fundstrat is saying we're going to hit 150 to 250 by the end of the year. I think it's 150. Just saying. These are things that we can do to grow that bag. And I look at other things. Now, I will say this. I do not treat other coins like other coins, except for DCAing. And it's also a matter of how much am I going to DCA? Into what space? Remember I told you before, it was like, oh yeah, I want to buy something, but I was low on PAX-G, so I just went all in on PAX-G. It's because I was rebalancing my portfolio. That's why. I got you checking your phone in the middle of the night. The trading day is 24 hours a day. There is no start. There is no stop, unless you're talking about stock markets. There are ups and downs in volume, but yeah, I don't pay attention to that. But I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And I'm going to try to have access to as many places where I can, as many on-ramps as I possibly can. You do your own research, you know your entries and exits, and you absolutely invest deliberately. And the reason why I say this is because you might catch on any given coin a difference, a delta between buying it here and buying it there. Every penny counts. Every penny counts. Just saying. Anyway, everybody, I need to relax. It's been a long day. Been up since way early. This is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do me a favor, tell your friends about us. Hit the like button. Spread the videos around. We've got them on YouTube. We've got them on Instagram, on LinkedIn, even on X. Ugh, it tasted nasty even saying that. No. But share. Oh, you want the quiz answer? You want to ask? I was waiting until the end because I was waiting to see if Paula would hop on that, but she didn't. So fine, be that way. Which project is moving to Panama? SUI 25%, Wazir X 25%, Toncoin 12%, other 38%. But I didn't hear anybody say other. Bums. It's Wazir X. You want to know why? Wazir X is moving to Panama because Singapore rejected their comeback deal. You know, they had a comeback plan for that $230 million, hack that they suffered, which is why, they're in a world of trouble. So they're going to move to Panama. Yeah. Because Singapore's like, yeah, nah, we ain't playing that game. They said, fine, I'm going to take my toys and leave. And Singapore's like, and? I'm just saying. I look at this stuff and I just get my giggle on. Every step of the way, Wazir X has not done a good job managing that $230 million hack. So would I ever do business with Wazir X? Not if I'm giving them my money. If they want to pay me to do an ad, sure. If they think I'm going to use their service to do anything, nah. Just saying. It's not. That wouldn't happen. That would not happen. I have a problem with exchanges. Anyway, everybody. This is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I really do hope that you like what I'm doing. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And as always, truthfully, thank you for your trust. All right. Everybody, I see you tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. or at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on growmybag.tv. Everybody, have a great rest of your evening, rest of your day. Bye-bye. Ooh.